I've met multiple people that are Caucasians, right? And I'm like, bro, you ever been with a black girl? No. And I meet a lot of black dudes and be like, hey, yo, bro, like, you ever been with a white girl? Or dated a white girl? You know what I'm saying? No. What pushed you to this, I want to try to talk to a black girl?
This is gonna sound odd. I always say it's probably like, to me, it was like being gay. Like, gay guys know they're gay. They don't know why they're gay. They're just gay. I don't know. I was just, basically, my
Right.
was like, this is what we like. And I looked at it like, this is what we doing? Let's ride. That's basically what
You ready, bro?
Why fight it?
Let's go.
Always, but it was weird. Like, always, I didn't go to school with a lot of black women. My school was predominantly white. I don't know.
But you're saying Cincinnati, Ohio, or Ohio as a whole is not a state that you'd be like, bro, it's a lot of black people there. Now, granted, there's a lot of black people everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, at what age did you understand, like, yo, bro?
Oh, I was young, bro. I'm talking like Different Strokes, Good Times, Facts of Life. I was looking at Tootie, Though let's not even get on Janet Jackson. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been I don't know.
So, like, as you're growing up, right, not only just from that culture dynamic, who did you look up to, or who inspired you the most for you to identify, like, bro, I want to rock with this comedian?
I wouldn't say it was one comedian. I would say when I saw Def Comedy Jam the first time, I was in high school. I had never seen a crowd. One, I'd never seen someone like Martin just literally go in on people.
Personally, just
right. And like, I'm talking like hard when he said that, when he said the one about something about MC Light, and he goes, and out there, and the crowd went nuts. When he first said it, I was like, oh, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
And then everybody just started laughing. I went, oh, wow, this isn't personal.
Yeah.
And just seeing like Bernie Mac on there and just, all the greats. And I was like, that's the reaction I want. Yeah. I didn't want the, I like him like moving out their seats type. Because I always say like, the biggest difference between white audiences and black audiences is it's the whole extreme. You'll never bomb that bad in a white audience, but you'll also won't get the love from a white audience. So it's like the extreme on both sides. And I think a lot of white comics, when I was coming up, even when I got to LA, I was doing all the black rooms because that's who knew me. Guy Torrey gave me my first shot at Fat Tuesdays, and man, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, everybody was at Fat Tuesday. Everybody. It wouldn't be a night. You see Denzel there. You see Kobe there. You see Shaq. You see everybody was there. Right. I got my first movie because Jamie Foxx was there. So he's like, you never knew who was in the audience. But I think a lot of the white comics wouldn't do it because I think they would see Def Jam. They would see Showtime at the Apollo. And that was probably intimidating. Right. To me, it was like, oh, I always looked at it like, if I could do the Apollo, man, if I can make them laugh, I'm good. But
like what I'm hearing is you didn't want to be safe, right? Because safe is two different sides. Like when you're safe, you're that person that's okay, yeah. But when you're not, it's just like, bro, you either got some lovers that's like down about your content, or it's just like, I just don't like them. So much so that I'm like, David Chappelle, right? And even recently, Chris Rock, right? When you use comedy, the state of comedy now is, it's still an art, right? It's a form of expression, but it's still from a joking matter. I seen a person like Richard Pryor use comedy to inform people, you know what I'm saying, about the insufficiencies of humanity, right? And he would slip it in strategically, and obviously you see David Chappelle do it too. The art of his storytelling is something that I love to admire, but do you think the state of comedy is too serious now?
It can be, but I think if you go to a live show, like if you really go to a comedy club, nothing's changed. I think we're so caught up in social media and the internet, we think it's hindering comedians, and you think we're tailoring our acts towards that, whether it's too political or can't say what we want to say. I think that's why we've gotten to the point where you got to put your phones away, because you don't want somebody taking a 30-second thought of an 8-minute joke
Yeah.
and posting it, and then people just. And the thing about the internet too is the people that really get upset, like they were never gonna pay to see me anyways.
That's a fact.
I'm always like this. If you send me a DM or a message, and you came to my show and you paid money to see me, I'll respond to you because you invested your time and money in me. The least I can do is respond to you. Whether 90% of it is good, but every now and then you'll strike a chord with somebody I didn't like that or something.
Right.
Doesn't happen a lot, but I'll respond to those people. If you're just going in, and you didn't come see me live, you're going off a clip or an interview. I go, you're not a fan?
Yeah.
So I don't care about your opinion.
Now, and I have to ask it from a teenage perspective because they see comedy now as the Instagram clip or like I look at a guy like Desi Banks, right? Extremely funny. He has this funny way of expressing, the reality of a hood dude, right? Yeah. Drewski, another a person who is extremely educated, articulate, and he personifies like everybody knows that guy that they portray, right? Coming up in this day and age where you have social media versus when you was coming up, you didn't have, it was word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of this dude named Gary? Oh, who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the benefits of both, or the benefits of both, and what's the negative or the things that you have to warrant yourself from the other?
See, when you bring up someone like Desi Banks or Drewski, it's like those type of guys, it sounds crazy me being older than them, they inspire me because when I was coming up, we didn't have the independence. We couldn't just like get our jokes and then build a fan base. Now with Instagram, YouTube, they're not, quote unquote, they don't need the machine, quote unquote. They're doing it on their own and like the machine's coming to them. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, dang. I was like, I wish it was around when I first started. Right. But I see Desi all the time, and I'm like, when I tell him, I said, I always make sure I message him and everything. I just tell him, you're killing it, keep doing it. Because it's really is, it's some inspiring stuff to think, because my road manager met Desi Banks as Smoothie King. He used to work at Smoothie King.
What?
And he was like, he would tell my road manager like, yeah, I'm trying to do this stand-up thing and doing sketches and stuff. And when he started to pop, my road manager was like, yo, that guy was a Smoothie King. He used to make me smoothies. So to hear stories like that, I'm not one of these quote unquote OGs that are like, yeah, they ain't real stand-ups and all that shit. Look, man, if you can find a way to build a fan base, all respect to you. And you can sell tickets and you can make money and provide a living. I'm looking at it like, okay, how can I piggyback off that? Yeah. Because last time I was in Atlanta, I mean, I called Desi and we did a couple sketches together just because I want to be a part of that. Right. You know what I mean? And it's fun. And it was cool because he literally just made a bunch of phone calls and all these comics that are up and coming, they all just showed up to be a part of it. And it's like that fraternity that a lot of people don't see. They see comedians when we go at each other and we'll be arguing and that'll get all the clicks. But they don't realize what really a tight-knit group it is. We really do support each other. Absolutely. For the most part.
I've seen it.